He's A1 Radio. He's noon to 3 every single day. Adam, it is the movable force against the stoppable object. Which one will win? Will the Cowboys defense finally get right, or will Washington have the big offensive day we've been waiting for?
I think Washington will have that offensive day we've been waiting for. I think this is the perfect spot for Washington, right? Your backs are against the wall. You lost a game you should have won. Let's go take on your arch rival, right? Let's take on a game that means more than just football. It's Cowboys versus Indians, and I'm so fired up for this week because I hate Dallas.
I don't love the timing of this coming as the Cowboys are coming off arguably their worst loss of the year. Short week for these guys having to travel to Dallas. We issue those complaints every year in the Thanksgiving game, but more so this week. That said, it sure feels like if Bill and Jayden can't get right against these guys, there's not anybody they're going to be able to get right against.
Yeah, I mean, we had a good game plan last week. We just didn't fully execute it and cough the game up with dropping the ball on the ground here. And, you know, against Dallas last year, we had our issues, which gave them a lead, and then we had to come all the way back to then just lose the game with an extra point. But the reason I'm so excited for this, Michael, and I feel really good, is that Jayden Daniels lost us the game. And Jayden Daniels is yet to have a signature game against the Dallas Cowboys. I think that happens this weekend.
I don't worry 1 minute about Jayden Daniels. I sleep comfortably at night, snuggled in with my teddy bear, not even worrying about Jayden Daniels one tiny bit, Adam. Bill, are we worried about Bill? 2 fumbles in 2 games.
Yeah. I mean, I told you I was worried last week. I want more Jeremy McNichols. We'll see if Chris Rodriguez is healthy enough. Maybe he gets in there to split some carries. I just don't want to put all my eggs into this rookie's basket here. And he's here. I told you he's hearing the outside noise. He's got a million text messages. It is hurting his focus a little bit, I think. And the fumble was also on a play in which it was going nowhere. And I think as he gets more time in the NFL, he'll realize just go down on those situations.
I trust Bill. I want him to remain the number 1 back. Here's what encouraged me, Adam. After each of the fumbles, Chargers fumble and then the Bears fumble, they kept giving him the ball, and he had some tough, hard-nosed runs. He bounced back from it. Didn't appear to be any kind. Obviously, he was a little mopey on the sideline, as you would expect him to be. Came right back out, found that edge, found that toughness. I don't think they're getting where they want to go, which is not a wild card playoff berth, right? It's deeper than that. I don't think they're getting where they want to go without this guy running for 80, 90, 100 yards a game.
See, I just completely disagree. This guy that wasn't here last year when we won 12 games, this guy that was taken in the 7th round, basically barely got drafted in the NFL. Believe me, all right? I like Bill. I love the hype, and it's a cool story, but it's a 53-man roster, and there's 11 guys on offense, and one is named Jayden Daniels. We need Terry McLaurin back. We need everybody to step up. I'm not putting it all on Bill at all. I think you look at this team and you say, hey, there's a lot of other guys that need to step up, including number 1, number 17 getting healthy and playing.
Bill is better than Chris Rodriguez, full stop. You going to disagree with me?
I don't know he's that much better because Chris Rodriguez ran in a ton last year, and I don't think he fumbled once. The fumbles are a huge deal to me, Michael. Turnovers lose you ball games. It's just not worth it.
Well, let's talk about creating some the other way, man. As Sanders still drops one, you had some opportunities there. It's a 3-0 turnover margin against the Bears. I don't think that number was reflective of what happened because the blocked field goal certainly produced a turnover-like effect.
And a missed 4th down, which is a turnover, right?
That said, doesn't score on the board as a turnover, but certainly a momentum-changing play in the game and that they could have kicked a field goal there. That said, this defense is not doing enough to win football games.
Yeah, and I think we need to get even more aggressive. The secondary is not good enough when a quarterback has too much time. We are at our best this season when we blitz 5 guys, when we send 6, when it's Bobby Wagner up the middle. We just got to, I think, stay aggressive and maybe even earlier in the game, on the first drive of the game. That's what I asked for. I keep going back to how Robert Saleh had the perfect game plan against Matthew Stafford when the Rams came in hot and just were shut down for the entire first half because he was running for his life. That's what we need to do. We're getting off to slow starts defensively, and then we're sending the extra pressure. Let's send it from the start.
Yeah, you got to start faster. It's certainly one of Dan Quinn's themes this week. That's something we've been talking about and we'll be talking about until they get these starts right. I want to talk about the quarterbacks right now, Adam. Jayden Daniels is better than Dak Prescott, but Dak Prescott is having a better season than Jayden Daniels. What's it going to take to reverse that on Sunday?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's the explosive plays downfield with his arms, right? We know he can run, but can he escape a guy in the backfield and then fire it downfield? The problem is that Dak Prescott has kind of been there, done that in terms of the regular season. He's won 10 games, probably 4 or 5 times by now. I kind of thought his career was going to be over with that injury, but he's come back kind of stronger than ever. And so he's got the experience factor on Jayden. I think what Jayden has going for him, though, is he's got the speed to really make a difference here if he can roll out of the pocket, create an explosive play downfield. That's what it's going to take.
And Jayden can be better. I think people consume the Cowboys through bits and pieces and Jerry Jones saying crazy things, and I'm as guilty about that as anybody because I propagate that on this here radio show. But Dak Prescott is having, if the season ended today, Adam, Dak Prescott would receive MVP votes. You got to be nervous going against a guy like that.
Yeah. Baker would get more from me, and I'd even probably
He
get
would
more.
be the MVP. Baker Mayfield would be the MVP if the season ended today.
I'd
but
probably
Dak
get
would get
more
votes.
to Sam Darnold also over Dak Prescott just because I think Dak has better offensive line and maybe better weapons when healthy than what Sam Darnold's got in Seattle. But, yeah, I mean, I really do respect what Dak has done this season. And so, look, I think for our defense, we have got to get him off of his spot. And really, I would love for them to put a big hit on Dak Prescott early in this game here and try to get into his mind a little bit. I'm looking for Dan Quinn to go back to Dallas and bring the heat. I mean, we need to just blitz all game long.
Monster game for him and Joe Witt coming back. Joe Witt under a little bit of fire as well. Sam Darnold cost their team a game against their rival in the 49ers. That's disqualifying for me. If Dak does that Sunday, it'll be disqualifying for me as well. Monster game coming up. If you look at the Cowboys and you look at the Commanders in the history, this is going to be a close football game. This is going to come down to the last minute. I think Jaden's got a chance at redemption. I think this will be a moment where he can rise on the national stage as we've seen him done so many times before.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And Cliff Kingsbury, fast start, right? This has got to be driven home all week long. This first offensive possession needs to end with points on the board. I don't care if you settle for a field goal in a situation where it's 4th and 1 and we might have gone for it every other time. You have to take points on the board in the first quarter this weekend.
Adam Epstein, AWOD Radio, 3 hours live and local. What do we got cooking today?
Yeah, we're going to get into a lot here today. It is a Wizards Wednesday. We'll also bring Bill Roth on for a Cowan Gates Hokies update and inside the mind of the NFL quarterback on QB IQ.
Looking forward to a Grant and Daniel drive you home. This is Richmond's home for the Washington Commanders. You're listening to 910 The Fan, now 105.1 FM.